Let us see the problem of orthographic projection. This is given problem, or it is called as given data, and from this given data we have to draw the front view in this direction. Here arrow is shown, means we have to see the front view from this direction, and we have to see the top view from this direction, and left hand side view, that is the sectional orthographic projection we have to see. Now first of all let us see what is given. From O point towards the right side the distance is 60 millimeter, and from the O point towards the left side the distance is 40 millimeter, and the height is 55 millimeter is given in the data or in the given problem. Now from this point the height is 20 millimeter, then from this point to this point the distance is 10 millimeter, which is mentioned here also, 10 millimeter to the left side and 10 millimeter to the right side. Then from this point to this point the distance is 20, from this point to this point the distance is 20 millimeter, and then you have to minus 40 millimeter distance from this 60 millimeter distance. This is the 60 millimeter distance, that is the total distance or total dimension, minus this 40, automatically this will be 20 millimeter, and this distance is 15 millimeter and the depth is 20 millimeter. First of all I will draw the front view. In the front view from this point this total distance is 60 millimeter. First of all I have to draw XY line. This is X and this is Y. This one is the X1 and this one is the Y1 line. Then in the front view I have drawn 60 millimeter here, and the height is 55 millimeter. It is taken from this figure. Then I will draw the top view, and then I will draw the left hand side view to the right side, that is the sectional orthographic projection here. First of all I will take the dimension from this point. From this this point the dimension is 60 millimeter up to this point. I have taken the center point, that is at 30 millimeter. I will mention the center point here. This is the center line. Okay, from this center line, from this O point, this distance or this height is 20 millimeter. First of all I will mark the 20 millimeter distance, that is the height. This one is the 20 millimeter distance in the front view, which is the continuous line. From this O point, this is continuous line, this is continuous line, this is continuous line, and this is continuous line. I will mark the continuous line first at a distance of 20. This will be the continuous line, this will be the continuous line, and this will also continuous line. Okay, then we have to see this 10 millimeter distance and 10 millimeter distance from this point, means from this point I will take 10 millimeter to the right side, and from this one 10 millimeter to the left side, and then I will mention this portion and this portion. I will mention this portion here and this portion here. Okay, I will take the 10 millimeter distance from this point towards right and from this point towards left. Okay, I will mention 10 millimeter distance, and from this point 10 millimeter distance, and I will mark the line or continuous line. This will be the continuous line, this will be the continuous line, and this will be the continuous line. Then we have to draw this slot, this portion. Height is how much? Height is 20, and see this distance is also 20, Hence from the center point towards left 10 and from the center point towards right 10. Means from this center point we will take the distance 10 mm to the right, and from this center point 10 mm to the left side. I will take the distance 10 mm distance towards left. From this point 10 mm here, and the height is 20. Hence I will mark the line here and here. This point and this point distance is 10 mm, and I will mark the continuous line. Okay, and this has a continuous line, this has a continuous line. First of all, I will mention the dimension. I will mention the dimension with the help of freehand sketch, but in the examination you should not use the freehand sketch. To save the time only, I will mention the dimension with the help of freehand sketch. This distance is 20. Now let us consider this as a cutting plane A, and this as the cutting plane A. This distance is 10 mm. This distance is 10 mm. And this is the cutting plane. Dot dash dot dash. Now we have drawn the front view. We have to draw the top view and the left hand side view. First of all, we will draw the top view. In the top view, first of all, we will consider this as the continuous line, this as the continuous line, this as the continuous line, continuous line, continuous line, continuous line, and this continuous line. First of all, I will mention 40 mm distance in the top view and this distance from the front view. First of all, I will mark the outer line. This distance is 40, this distance is 60, I will mark the outer line in the top view. Then I will consider this 15 mm. I will consider this 15 mm depth. From this point I will consider 15 mm, means from this point 15 mm in the downward direction. In the downward direction. Why I have mentioned the continuous line? Because from this point I have taken 15 mm distance here, and from this line, this is the continuous line, this is continuous line, and this is continuous line. Now from this point mention 20 mm and 15 mm here. I will consider the projections from the front view. Projections from the front view. This will be the continuous line, this will be the continuous line. This portion means this portion, and this portion means this portion. Now we have to mention this point also, these 2 points. I will take the projection here in the top view. From the I have taken the projection from front view. This will be the continuous line and this will be the continuous line. Now I will mention the distance or the dimension. This distance is how much? It is 60. This distance is 60. This distance is 20. This total distance is 16, hence 16 is taken. This point means this point, and distance is 20 millimeter here, and the height is 40 in the top view. Here I will mention the height in the top view. This is 40. Now I will take the projection from the front view and the top view. This line is drawn, or this projection is taken. This is the projection. Then this is also projection. We have to take the projection. I will take the distance in the compass or divider. Take this as the center point. Then this is the radius. Draw the arc. Then from this point consider the arc, and from this point now I will take the projection from the top view, and I will draw the sectional AA. This is the cutting plane. This is the cutting plane at the center. This portion is removed, and then we are observing the object from the left hand side view. And then what is visible? Let us draw it. From this portion, first of all we will draw the line. This line will be the continuous line. Then from this line 20 millimeter distance is there. Here I will draw the line. This is the continuous line. Then this is the continuous line, and in the top view this is the line, but in the left hand side view what we have to see it is the sectional view. Hence we will take this dimension up to this point, and then again I will consider this as the continuous line. Again you have to draw it with the help of drafter. Don't draw freehand sketch. You have to draw it with the help of drafter. Then again I will also draw with the help of drafter. From this center point, or from this center point, this is the sectional view, sectional orthographic view. Now from this point and towards this point we have to join the line. We have to join this line. Okay. Then for the hatching line or the sectional line I will take the angle 45 degree. First of all I will consider this as the center. Imagination. This is the center point, and I will mark the 45 degree angle here, and then I will draw the hatching line, and other lines will be parallel to this main line. Then draw the hatching line. This one is the hatching line, this one is the hatching line, or it is also called as sectional line. This is hatching line, this is hatching line, or the in AutoCAD the command is hatch. Remember this point, in the AutoCAD the command is hatch. Now I will draw the line. Now from this point, the height is 20 millimeter. I will draw the height, that is the dimension is 20. Then from this point to this point, the distance is 15. This distance is 15. Then from this point to this point, the distance is 20. I am drawing the dimension with the help of freehand sketch. In the examination, you should draw with the help of drafter. Then I will mention the total height. This point to this point means this is the dimension, that is 55. This is front view, this is top view, and this is sectional AA, sectional A-A, left hand side view. AA means this plane, it is called as a cutting plane. This portion is removed, and from this side we have observed the left hand side view. This is the hatching line. Thank you very much.